Hello everybody, Ramblin Mike here. Going to share with you today on the Three of Swords. Probably the most challenging card in the tarot. First, I want to thank you for all your likes, all your subscribes. Thanks for sharing these with your other tarot enthusiast friends. I appreciate it all. All your donations, you guys are very kind. Let's go ahead and get our journals out. I got mine today. This is my page on Three of Swords in my journal right here. Of course, as usual, I'm going to show you some of my favorite Three of Swords that I have in my collection. And I'm going to be sharing with you out of my journal and some of the other books that I've been sharing with during these teachings right here. All right, here we go. Oh yes, the first one right here is my Tarot Apocalyptus. Absolutely love this deck. It's the sister deck of the Tarot Illuminati. You can see the three swords right there. And the old white flowers, And the blood dripping on the white roses right there. But I do like that the center sword in this has, vines or lilies growing up around it, because there is healing with this card. Generally, when this card comes up, you may be going through a situation in your life where you don't feel like there's going to be any healing at all ever to come of the situation. But we all know that life has temporary situations that come in. Beautiful representation of it, Tarot Illuminati. The second one that I would like to share with you today is from the Tarot of the Holy Light. Fun deck. It has the old cosmic egg right there with the three swords around it. And the healing of that serpent wrapped around it. Beautiful, amazing deck. Tarot of the Holy Light. This is the... I hope I don't slaughter the name. The Trionfi della Luna. It is by the same artist as the Deviant Moon. Classic Pips deck. Has the three swords right there. Beautiful interpretation of this card. And like I say, it's always beneficial to learn how to read pips. This is from my steampunk. It's trimmed. I love the three swords through the old shield right there. The old gears and everything else. Love it. Fun Three of Swords. Out of the Alice Tarot. Shows Alice having a bad day. You know the story right there. She's got the key in her hand, First, she was up on top of the table, and then she ate a little something, and she shrunk down too little so she could get out the door, but the key was up on top of the table, so she had to eat a little something to get big again, but then she was too big to get out the door. The Alice Tarot, Three of Swords. Ciro Marchetti's Grand Lux. You can just see her right there. She's just done. Just done. The three swords. The Deviant Moon. I like how she's touching the end of the sword right there, like, ooh, owie. This is Three of Swords from the Vampire Tarot by Robert M. Place. This is an amazing deck. It has the anatomically correct heart in it. And my Three of Swords from the Tarot of Prague. Absolutely gorgeous. Who doesn't love our little baby angels? They're helping tend the broken heart. All right. Let's get our books out. Nice thing about these is you can stop them and pause them. If you would like to write something down in your journal. Oh, well, I wanted to show you my favorite, of course, the Tarot Illuminati. The Tarot Illuminati, 3 Swords, and it's classical, where there are no people in this card right here. You know, it's an external sorrowing that comes to you, or, well, we'll read a little bit more about it. Here we go. 3 of Swords. Let me get my readers on. The 3 of Swords is thought by many to be the most negative of all the cards. The pierced heart and the storm are all indications of turmoil, suffering, and torment. The pain is too large and fresh to be understood, accepted, and passed. The pain has come from the outside world, a wound received from others. While experiencing this emotion, it feels like everything is suffering, and it is difficult to believe that the pain will ever end. It is actually a temporary condition. This state of mind feels irreversible, definitive, and terrible. In reality, it is not as bad as it appears. The storm will blow past, and the card opens to the quiet and calmness reflected in the 4 of Swords. The 3 of Swords indicates the lack of communication and the momentary inability to find a solution. This leads to feelings of loss of hope and tremendous heartache. Traditional interpretations for the 3 of Swords and the upright: devastating heartbreak, leakage of the human heart, a need for compassion and courage, a delay in what you want, the old dreaded love triangle, loss, existential crisis, pain, suffering, sorrow, realization of painful and difficult truths, revelations that cause suffering, the suffering of others and the world, feeling anguish at the suffering of others, compassion, heartache, and heartbreak, feeling frozen and unable to change the reality of the current situation. Sorrow, existential suffering, anguish at the suffering in the world, seeing the pain of others, realization of pain in life, grief and suffering, offering healing and redemption, harsh truths, truths that hurt, the aching heart. Traditional interpretations for the reversed 3 of Swords: instability or mistake, a lesser degree of loss, distraction and confusion. What used to affect you deeply no longer has power over you. You are free to move on. Being stuck in a vicious cycle, unable to move on from grief, lack of compassion, focusing on one's own suffering to the detriment of others, being too focused on details, missing the bigger picture. A couple of buzzwords for the negatively aspected or reversed 3 of Swords: releasing pain, optimism, forgiveness. a couple of buzzwords, well, a lot of buzzwords or keywords for Three of Swords in the upright. Treason, pain, injury, affair, heartbreak, difficulty, guilt, regret, suffering, love triangle. This one's interesting. Paranormal experience, introspection, painful separation, rejection, depression, heartache, darkness, letting go, mourning, healing. This is a little something I wrote in my book. Seeing the Three of Swords, seeing the three swords that pierce the heart in the card image, we know this isn't just an emotional pain, but it's one that takes place in our mind as well. The existential suffering. A balking of the mind at the sheer sadness of the state of things. In the center of the heart, a golden crucifix reminds us that the angst is not just a mental level, but also on a spiritual level. After the Three of Swords comes the Four of Swords, an image of peace and repose. From the suffering of the three, we are brought to the profound realization and enter into a gestation period in which we may find solitude and peace. Our tears wash away our pain, but the wounds may truly never disappear. Astrological alignment for this card is Saturn in Libra. And the Golden Dawn Society's name for this card is Lord of Sorrow. Got a little something I want to read to you, a little poem out of this little gem right here. And these are like little poems, like it's the card speaking to us. I like them. Here we go. At the dawning of mankind, there was suffering. The moment life began, so did pain. Even the universe cried out in the thrones of birth to bring the earth, sun, and moon into existence. This is the nature of things, to hurt and be hurt. There are those that would keep the truth of the world from you, keep your eyes from seeing the reality of mankind's existence. These are your enemies. They would halt your understanding and keep you as an infant, blind and ignorant. They would let you believe you are immortal and invulnerable, making you forget that humanity itself, even more so, you are but brief shadows passing over the face of the earth, and the earth is but a brief shadow passing through the waters of the universe. You are as nothing, but know it truly, and the nothingness will not matter. This is the sorrow that teaches harshly, the sorrow that mothers in its pain, the sorrow that reveals the truth, the existential sorrowing, the Three of Swords. Woo! All right, guys. Hope you're enjoying these. Namaste. Love and light. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.